40, number 9184, Jacob Ballard with Schotch Myst, owned by Jake and Leslie Ballard.
Jake Ballard's really a young trainer. You may not know, but he's really building a nice career. I judged him in Arkansas, first NRHA reining I ever judged, and he couldn't have been more than 6, 7 years old. And he rode with the great Randy Cutbirth then. And, you know, they had to help him up on the horse, but man, he did a really nice job showing. Figured a lot of this out. Spent some time working with NRHA professional Cole Price a few years ago and had a lot of success there. And this is a gorgeous horse by Magnum Chick Dream. That's no surprise. Not a Hollywood hottie.
It's been along really good.
Mm-hmm. And you see, this is a good example of what we talk about of this horse almost actually looking to the outside of the circle when really he's just straight.
Right.
But from what we're so accustomed to seeing,
new style change coming.
and they only do that because it's effective, though. Don't you think? I mean, it's not.
Oh, yeah.
This is a different look I'm going to give them. It's just, I'm always fascinated by horse trainers and race car mechanics, how they'll lay awake at night figuring out how to get some tiny edge like that. And then as soon as you do, everybody copies it.
Everybody copies. I always said I don't care if it's the kid down the road that's got a good idea with his Shetland pony. If it's a good idea, I think it'll work. I'm going to steal it.
Exactly.
I spent a lot of time watching all these other horse trainers, just trying to figure out what I can do to make mine better. Go home and try it and see if it works.
Now, you obviously spent some time with the great Bob Anthony when you were younger. Anybody else that's really, you feel like kind of influenced you that you've gone to for questions or just a riding style that you liked and so you kind of patterned yourself after that a little bit?
Never really went to anybody other than Bob.
Right.
But I watch everybody. And I pick up stuff a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Here in the past few years, Trevor's helped me tremendously to make my horses more modern.
Now we're talking about your nephew Trevor Dare, your brother Rusty's son. Just for the 2 people in the world that don't know that, I thought I'd throw that in there. That's interesting because you and Rusty had so much influence on Trevor as he was coming up, and for you to say now that he's helping you modernize your horses a little bit, that's a tribute to both of you.
Yes. I mean, I've helped him a bunch, but he's helped me a bunch too. It goes both ways. But my horses, you know, I come from the old school. My horses always carry their heads a little higher. And if I wanted to stay competitive, I had to learn to get them down lower.
Frame them up a little bit, yep.
And he's probably one of the best at that.
You think that's because he rides with so much leg that he keeps those horses round and forward that causes him to stay in that frame? Because he's never very active with his hands.
His horses, whatever he does to them, they want to put their heads down. I mean,
just get round.
They get round. It's not anything that he does to them, but he rides them and he pulls on them and pushes on their bellies and turns them loose, and they put their heads down.
Yeah.
And they're very comfortable doing stuff like that.
See Jake Ballard checking over his right shoulder as soon as he came out of that rollback, looking for ground. He's last before the drag here, and you can see a lot of footprints in that arena. It looks like he's picked a path right down the middle. That was a nice maneuver.
That was a nice maneuver.
He stopped a little earlier than a lot of the riders have, but that's where he found ground. I mean, there was nothing left or right of where he went, and I thought, man, he's running right into all the choppy water.
But you know, personally, I don't necessarily hunt for the good ground. I think if a horse runs down there and gets straight and commits, they're going to handle the ground.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I never look for it at home.
No.
You know,
right.
Just go stop.
And I think, personally, the more you look for it and try to get in certain spots, you're interfering with your ability to get that horse to that stop.
That's another great point. Well, 5 more to go. Our our leader continues to be Sean Flaherty and Shiner on My Eye. We'll see if that holds up with 2:23.5. 5 riders left to go.